Hey, what's good, everybody? Good morning. Hopefully you're all getting ready to spend time with family, and if not, it's all good. Just hopefully you'll enjoy this time. If you have time off from work and all that good stuff, for those of you that have already been here, you already know. I'm gonna pull a general reading and collective energy reading, and then if anyone wants to ask a question, I'll open it up for that. Hey, Linda, happy Thanksgiving. Hey, River Dragon, how's it going? Yeah, so I'm gonna pull a quick message for the collective, and then I'll open it up if anyone wants me to pull a card for them or has a question. Let's see what comes through. I know I dreamed something last night, but I can't remember at this point right now. I'm trying to remember, but so I need message for the collective. This one doesn't. Usually this is the deck I like to close it out with, so I don't know if it's like just save me to the end. Okay, I'll save it to the end. Let me see. Let's start with this one better. So, how's everyone doing? Is there any plans for Thanksgiving or anything like that? Anyone spending time with family, anything like that, or? I think before I would always end up working on like Thanksgiving and all that, because they would pay like double time, right? So I'd always volunteer. That's way too many. Just a card. Any message for the collective? Wow, almost feels like. Xochipilli. Noble flower. Noble flor. Wow. It's an amazing card. I don't know what I get with this card, but it sent like a whole feeling through my body, so that's interesting. So that's pretty interesting because I didn't really. It's almost like connecting, right? Connecting to. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe right now it's a good time to tap in because it's almost like someone not necessarily going into a trance, but I feel like that, like a vision just being shown, right? Let me see what comes out. I don't know if I've ever drawn this card before, actually. Oh, okay. Xochipilli, the noble flower, is the patron of flowers, dancing, singing, feasting. That's funny that obviously, right? This whole feasting time or season. Singing, feasting, painting, and game playing. The statue of Xochipilli, housed in the Museum of Anthropology in Mexico City, is covered with flowers from psychotropic plants associated with the Niños Santos hallucinogenic mushrooms. That's why I like the a vision, right? That's what I said, like someone having a vision. Interesting. Um, Mushrooms. He is said to be in a trance. There it is. What did I just say about the trance? When he appears, you are reminded to immerse yourself in beauty and the grand mystery of the cosmos. Leave the material world behind and connect with the multi-dimensional universe within you. Consider leaving the world behind for a bit and connecting with the divine. Wow. And that's it. Wow. This is like the shortest message. And that's funny because today I wanted to get out in nature for sure and just kind of be, you know, in my own little zone. So that's funny that that card came out. Pretty interesting. Yeah, it's beautiful. I don't know about if I'm gonna go do any mushrooms, but you know, it's funny because once I went on this hike, right? It's about an 11-mile hike round trip, right? But almost getting to the halfway point, there was someone and they were just stuck right there. They were stuck. And as I'm passing them, they're like, hey, can you help me? I'm lost and this and that. I don't know where the road is. And I was like, it's right there. Like, all he had to do was climb this little thing, like, I don't know, 5 feet high. And then the road was right there. But because I don't know how many mushrooms he had done or what, but he was just stuck right there in the spot. All he had to do was climb 5 feet. And then that's it. I was like, look, it's right here. And then he went and then he's like, oh, thank you, thank you. But that's funny. So I don't know. I guess if you do plan on doing anything, just be careful, right? Know where you're at or whatever. That's funny. I don't know. That just reminded me of that. Okay, so let me see what else. Let me pull this Sacred Forest. Sacred Forest. What do you want to say? It's funny that I reached for this one because that's literally kind of what I'm thinking about, like nature and all that. Ah, stability, earth spirit. Look at the same. Someone just, what's the number? 14. Maybe it is a good time to get out to nature right now. Look at with the little butterflies. There's still butterflies right now, right? Well, at least here there is because I know it's not that cold. Or I don't know if they still go in the cold and all that. But that's beautiful. Look at. I guess everything's connecting right now with the mystical, right? Like really getting out there and just letting your mind go, right? And I think that's, I want to say that's what I dreamed, right? Like it was almost like one of those dreams where like these mystical powers kind of coming online, right? Like one of those kind of dreams, but I don't remember enough to really say anything, right? In the lazy quietude of a warm summer afternoon, you recline on the soft moss on the forest floor and listen to the heartbeat of the earth. Her rhythmic cadence surges up from the ground beneath you. With each beat, you remember who you are and what is truly important in life. The strengthening, grounding energy of the earth is filling every part of you. The earth spirit provides the trees, plants, flowers, rivers, streams, oceans, mountains, and valleys and supports us all with her bounty. She's stable and strong in her devotion to us. You're supported and loved. Even if you're not always sure of it, the seeds that you plant now will bring abundance in the future, but only if you take the time to nurture those new beginnings. The spirit of the earth says, be present in the moment. Slow down and let go of the busyness and frenetic pace of life. Explore your roots, honor your past, go deep, reflect on your life. Go deep, reflect on your life. Yeah, so maybe this is a good time, right? If you're gonna be alone or whatever, like, you know, if you're not gonna do the whole feasting, yeah, absolutely, it's a beautiful card. You know, maybe it is a good time to just go be alone. Let me put these cards. I don't want to lose them. Let's see what the tarot has to say then. Let me see. All right, any other message you want the collective to know for today? Any other message? Any other message for the collective? Aside from grounding and doing mushrooms, what's going on? Because lots of birds, they disappear. Oh, wow. Oh wow, okay. They came back. Interesting. Oof. Wow, look at it. And this jumped out. Right as I'm reading it like literally jumped out. That's funny. I don't know why this kind of makes me think of someone just sitting, even though they're not showing birds here, right? That I could see. I picture all kinds of little birds, right? And like singing around, just enjoying, right? Obviously, this has to do with the feminine energy, but there is that, right? Of just receiving the earth's energy, right? The birds coming to sing to you, almost like they're serenading you and all this and that. It feels like a very receptive feminine energy of just being, right? Being at peace. Just being at peace, yeah. Even this, I mean, I guess in the book it referred as a he, right? But there's something more receptive about this, right? Like even receiving the vision, right? It kind of reminds me, it's like the empress, but on mushrooms, right? It's almost like the same, right? It's very interesting. See, all of them are very like, I don't know. All these cards that came out remind me of each other, right? Very similar. That's funny. And Taurus, right? The Empress is Taurus, which is very earthy, right? That's funny. Let's see what else. I think the message is very consistent. So for me, it definitely feels like it's funny that was my first instinct this morning, right? To get out to nature. So I think that's kind of the energy here. Wow, that's beautiful. The wheel of fortune, right? The changes happening. This has to do with with success for the collective. But even this card, it's a maybe card, right? It's a 10, right? Something's complete, but it's a maybe card. That's the funny thing. So it definitely has to do with making a choice. Like the world, when the world comes out, it's like that's it. There's no going back, really. It's the end of the whole journey, right? As they call it, the fool's journey, right? Through all the major arcana. But the Wheel of Fortune is like, things are turning, right? But oh, my whole gut's lighting up. I think it's just maybe taking time to be alone and process everything. You can make sure you make the right choice for your highest good, right? Like so you don't stay stuck or something. And that's funny as I'm splitting the deck. You see again, like making sure you follow the path that's gonna lead you to the highest good, right? For yourself. Let me see. Yep, I think that's kind of seeing like the Four of Cups, right? You got the new cup coming in, but you're like, no, I want those. I want my three old cups. Man, yeah, that's pretty interesting. So that's why it's a maybe, right? Like, hey, luck coming in, but it's like, don't, right? Don't, luck coming in, but don't stay stuck, right? That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, so I think that's kind of, and there's the world that I had mentioned under, right? That's so funny. So for sure, you know, let something end if it needs to end, and yeah, it's pretty funny. I like when everything tells a story. So I don't know who's connecting with that out there, right? Responsibilities, right? We all have sometimes responsibilities that we need to take care of. I love this card for some reason. It just resonates, right? The third eye too. It's like something that just, it's like wearing that crown. It's like once you get to where you need it to be, it doesn't matter with what, but just knowing, it doesn't, it's like almost someone that's not reckless, right? Someone that's very, they just know what they need to do. And they don't have like a mean look on their face or nothing. It's just like, hey, almost like someone that will tell you like it is without having to, you know, raise their voice. Nothing. It's just like, no. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, Devon or Devon. I wish I knew how you say your name. I'm sure everybody pronounces it differently, right? Devon. I think that's how, right? Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'm just doing the general. Oh, I didn't see that. Wow, this was stuck to the moon card, right? See, it's like making the choice between. Look, they're both third eye, right? But one is no, one is yes. See, this is like, and this is being stuck in the illusion. See, that's why even when the Wheel of Fortune came out, right? Very like, I know the way it's meant, right? But this is, it jumped out at me, the maybe, right? About making a choice. Like good things coming in, but don't stay stuck on the past, right? Like this is what to aim for and don't get stuck in the illusion. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna pull another one. Really being drawn towards my what is it called? The Mystic Martian one. I felt like there's these energies of very kind of like otherworldly kind of things that wanted to come through, but I don't know where my card is. I mean my deck, right? My Mystic Martian deck. I couldn't find it. I think I took it somewhere and I don't know if it's in the car. Yeah, but that kind of felt like it wanted to come out, right? I think there is like a big energy of starting something new, right? There's just maybe it is gonna be kind of a little head over heart, right? Right now it's gonna feel very head over heart with things. Intellect, right? Starting something new. Or you're gonna be dealing with someone. Maybe you'll be meeting new people and just Page of Swords. Head over, yeah, it feels very head over heart. That's what I'm feeling. But see, optimism, right? That's good. It's getting grounded, right? The root chakra. Grounding yourself during this time. See, it's like someone very carefree, right? Just like, I don't know what's up with those boots. I guess they were in and at during that time, right? That was a little cool get up back then. Whenever these cards were created, and I don't know when they were medieval times or something. I'm not sure. All right. Well, if no one has questions, I'm gonna pull one from this Wisdom of the Elders, and I think I could start closing it up with that. I mean, it was kind of to the point. Get out in nature, right? Get out in nature. I don't know what's, obviously this one's over here on mushrooms, right? Yeah, of course, you can ask a question. Go ahead. Look at what did I say about feeling very like otherworldly and star people as I split the deck. That's funny. Universal knowledge. That's kind of what I was feeling. All right, I'll pull the card for you. Let me have this one ready, and then after. That's so funny that Star People was there. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This card has came out. I don't know how many readings it keeps coming out. Like what? Breath and mindfulness, or breathe and mindfulness. That's crazy. Guess everyone. Oh, and look at the flowers again, right? Very. I don't know. I want to pull another one just because. Well, another card did come out with it. This Two Spirit card came out, actually. It's balance. It talks about balance, right? Maybe I could just read that one, because that's crazy that this card came out so many times with the wisdom of the elders. That's so interesting. Okay, so let me ask for balance, right? So balance, breathing. How will your coworkers view you when you start work? How will your coworkers? How will your coworkers? Wow, I mean, this came out. It says abundant, right? Oh, thank you, River Dragon. Appreciate it. Truly, thank you. Um, it says abundant. Like you're capable, right? Someone that's capable. So, I mean, the first thing I heard before this even came out, it was like, however you present yourself, obviously, is how they're gonna. That was like just the spirit world with its bluntness, right? Like just like however you present yourself is how they're gonna see you, right? Um, so obviously, like that, like this makes me think of someone that just keeps their head down and just gets to work, right? Like you're not really overly trying to make friends or this and that or like you're not like I guess what part of my French, as they say, but like you're not just trying to kiss people's ass or this and that. Like you're just, you know, getting to work, right? So maybe that's kind of the energy you're gonna come in with, just focusing on that work, focusing on being abundant. Maybe that's why I think you're the one that asked me the question, right? And it said like you'll have the opportunity to move up, right? So maybe that's what's gonna like that, right? If you just keep your head down and boom, 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 get to work. Not just like, oh, not paying. Obviously, you got to, you know, by all means, right? Um, Interact with your coworkers, do what you need to do, you know, to work as a team. Here, let me pull one more just to see what. Let's see what else. What else? Clarify. That's interesting. I mean, a few cards flipped over, but this one ended up on top. Interesting. High Priestess. Maybe you're going to learn fast, right? Maybe you're really going to focus. Because it's, again, the third eye, right? You're going to seem like you're someone that's very knowledgeable, or you're going to get it quick, right? Interesting. It's almost going to seem like maybe there's a lot of luck, right? I think you said sales, right? It's sales. Maybe things are going to just be going good. But I feel like you're going to put in the work. I feel like you're going to go into this, right? For some reason. That's kind of what I'm feeling. So, yeah. So, yeah, I think that's kind of what's coming out. Okay, let me get to this. Unless anyone hops in with another question. Let me read this Two Spirit card, right? Because I don't think it's ever came out before either. Or 31 Balance from the Wisdom of the Elders. This is I interviewed him before, Sean Leonard. If anyone wants to go see that on the podcast, I forgot what episode it is, but I think he just came out on this big platform that does interviews too. Soul Level, is that what it's called? Soul Level or something? 31. Two Spirit Balance. Traditionally, many indigenous cultures recognize and held people who encompass both masculine and feminine traits in high regard. They were honored within the community, often considered sacred and divine. Two Spirit people have existed since the beginning of time, and the reclaimed umbrella term was chosen to help bridge understandings of gender and sexuality within indigenous and Western identities. This has been the way for indigenous people to educate others and embrace traditional teachings, unifying diverse spiritual expressions throughout varied indigenous languages. It is important to note that Two Spirit is culturally specific for indigenous people and should not be used by non-indigenous individuals to identify themselves. However, these teachings embody elements of sacred traditions and bring forth an understanding that we should honor Two Spirit individuals, celebrate unique perspectives, and similarly honor the masculine and feminine energy that exists within all of us. There is a call to find balance within ourselves, to cherish the masculine and feminine aspects of the Creator, and to respect and integrate both the intellectual and emotional aspects of our being. If you have drawn the Two Spirit card today, it is an opportunity to celebrate yourself or someone you love who identifies as a member of the LGBTQ2, I never seen that before, plus community. Perhaps you need to fully accept aspects of your masculine and feminine or your intellectual and emotional state of being, finding balance in the middle. Love all that you are and embrace all the expressive, beautiful, unique, and colorful people who reside here on Mother Earth, of all gender identities and sexual preferences. It is only through unconditional love of self and others that we can create a more loving and peaceful world. So obviously, I always mention that. Just wanted to know. Okay. I'll answer your question right now, Monroe. I always talk about this, right? Like for me, even being tapped in, right? Having that intuition. I knew that, a lot of times the intuition has to do with the feminine energy, right? So, I knew I have a good balance, right, with the because we all have masculine and feminine energy, right? And when you embrace them, obviously that opens things up. So for those that want to open up more spiritually, definitely look into that, right? Into learning to balance your masculine and feminine energy, right? And for sure you'll open up more spiritually, right? Because for me as a man, that definitely was a big factor, right? And also, right, like I don't know how many female deities have came to me, right? That I was just like, wow, this is crazy. Like how many were guiding me on that journey too, right? Ones that I had never even read about, I didn't even know existed. So with like how are they coming to me in this incarnation, this reality? I hadn't read about them. I hadn't nothing. So when they were coming to me, then I looked them up, right? From Hecate to Kali, right? She appeared to. I think Kali was one of the first ones that appeared to me, and I was like, "Whoa, who's this?" Right? Kali, Hecate, Circe. Who else came to me? Man, there's been so many. I know with the Orishas, right? A lot of them appeared, um, different things like that, right? So, yeah. So balance, right? Balance, very important. Okay. So let me see. You want to know if women find you physically attractive? I mean, the easiest way is like, I mean, have women complimented you, right? Like, I would say ask women, right? I would I would say ask, go online. You know how people do, but just know that if you open yourself up to that, make a little TikTok video and just ask women to rate you. But if they hurt your feelings, or depending, if they're like sometimes people like to be cruel online, even if it's not the truth. I I mean, it says yes. That's the card that came out. Yes. So no matter what, there's someone for everybody, right? So, but yes, that's what came out. So that was the short answer, right? So there it is. Why is it that humans don't like me? They don't even. Is that a question you're asking me? Humans don't like you. Let me see. Why don't humans like you? Why don't humans like you? What I heard in my head was perception, right? But I'm gonna pull a card anyways. But you're saying that humans don't like you, but I feel part of that has to do with perception, right? Wow, that's interesting. Wow, justice. But does that mean justice for you or for them, right? There's a balance. Look at. Why did the heart come out? Maybe you're triggering each other, right? Because obviously, for you, you're feeling that they don't like you. And they're getting triggered in some way. So what is it? A lot of times when these things happen, we could be mirroring, like, each other, right? Like, I've came in contact with people that just as much as I triggered them and they triggered me, but I know it was aspects that needed to be healed. So sometimes they attack you. Let me see. Okay, so let's see. Clarify. There's something just about, we could go deep into that, right? Sometimes there's karmic things that need to be fulfilled still, whether you believe in it or not. I've seen things like, that had to be set right. I've had a vision of where someone I met in a past life, I had broke their heart. So, okay, I apologize. Even though I'm like, hey, maybe this sounds crazy. That's crazy. Someone's like, it's early in the morning still. Someone's out there with their motorcycle revving it like super loud. I don't know if you guys could hear it because I know this has a noise cancellation, but see, that would be triggering, right? Just by that, like, I'd be like, if I was in a different state, I'd be like, what? What in a job drives at 7 in the morning, revving their motorcycle when everybody's asleep, right? Like it's one thing to ride it, but to rev it, like, it's crazy, right? So, hey, Andrea, happy Thanksgiving. But yeah, let me see. Let me see. Clarify justice. I don't know. Justice came out. There's something that's just about it. I know this card came out earlier, so it's the third eye. Really sit with it, right? Sit with it, and if not, maybe it is like you said. If you're sent to trigger them, then maybe you are sent to trigger them. Then you should be the one with the higher awareness to understand why it's happening, right? If you already know that, hey, I was probably put in this person's path to trigger them, then, just as long as they don't get in, obviously don't stay there and get into a physical altercation or anything like that, right? Because, see, I got chills right now. Because if this is, then if you're the one with the awareness already, then, I think people don't, people forget, right? Because that's part of this whole, when we come to this earth, right? We forget that we came with jobs too, right? We do all these things, whether you think of them as mundane or whatever earthly experiences we have, but we did come with jobs when we came to this earth, right? And part of that journey for us, obviously, we don't remember everything, because this life obviously is different than the past lives, right? But part of that journey is to remember. That's literally what I have. Remember your soul mission, right? Where is it? Remember your soul mission. I didn't make that for no reason. When I barely started the podcast, I've had that up for, 3 years. Remember your soul mission, because we all came with little job titles as well, right? So maybe you are meant to trigger people, right? Maybe you are meant to, yeah. Well, protect yourself. There's nothing wrong. You don't need to, you don't need any clarity to protect yourself at all. Always, you know, even if I don't feel that I'm being attacked, I still ask for protection, just because, in the past I've been blindsided, right? So I learned from that, right? To, ask for protection on a daily. Well, it's funny that you see, because that's literally last night I dreamed about. It was almost like that. Like, so I feel that, right? I feel that people are like, there's going to be people with those hidden abilities that is going to start coming online, right? I really feel that. Even my gut right now is lighting up as I'm saying that. It's going to seem, it's going to seem obviously strange, but and I'm not the only one that has had those dreams, right? With people's gifts coming online, and for years, right? Whether, I've had people that told me, oh, I was flying or floating or moving things. I've heard it all from different people that have said they had dreams of gifts coming online. So, hey, don't be surprised if you do start flying out of nowhere, right? Let me see. Oh, hey, Brittany, happy Thanksgiving. What else? What else? Did anyone else ask a question? I didn't. Vaughn Monroe. That. Let me see. Oh, you're in two. Wait. I mean, sometimes. Nah, I think. When downloads come in, I think after, I won't know, like by the end of the day or something. Then I'll be. If it was a busy, like, spiritual day, right, where I was getting, then I'll feel exhausted, and I won't know why. And then I'll have to think about it, like, oh yeah, there were so many things throughout the day that, okay, I get why I'm exhausted, because it's like I'll hit a wall, right, by the end of the day. If it's a very spiritually active day, then yeah, I'll just feel like, whoa, I can't even, like, I'm just ready to lay down, and that's it, right? So yeah, so I know I already pulled the closing card. So I don't know, Brittany, if you have any questions, or if anyone else has any questions. If not, or Andrea, I hope I say your names right, because I know everyone. Andrea, Devin, Devon, I don't know. Some of the names, it's like I know you could read them different ways, so I always want to say them right. Yeah, if anyone else has a question, let me know before. If not, just want to wish you all again, right? Anyone that celebrates it. If not, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thank you once again, River Dragon. Truly appreciate you. Thank you to everybody that asked the question. Linda, Brittany, everybody that's here. Hopefully you have an amazing day. The whole message, obviously, right, about getting out to nature, right? everybody, well, it's talked about this one being on mushrooms, right? So not necessarily that, but hey, I've never done mushrooms yet, right? But everything kind of in the beginning had to do with getting out to nature, right? So, oh, okay. Yeah, hi, and yeah, thank you so much, Brittany, for tuning in. Yeah, everything's about being in nature, so I think that's kind of what's calling to me, right? Go spend some time. I mean, if anything comes through while I'm over there in nature, maybe I'll hop on here again in the afternoon or late afternoon, right? Other than that, yeah, hopefully you enjoy, you know, I know it'd be kind of impossible, but I'm almost feeling like I want to fast even, which I know there'll be so much good food that I don't even think that, but maybe, I don't know. I don't know. That'd be a challenge, right? Maybe I'd want to fast a little, just or maybe throughout the day and just wait till the night to eat, right? After whatever, I go to the mountains and get some downloads or something like that. Um, Absolutely. Yeah, the same for everybody, right? As Brittany said, hopefully, hope your day is filled with good food and good times. Okay, so on that note, I'll end it there. Thank you all. I'll see you all soon.